This AI workflow made me over $30,000 with my AI business, and this video I will show you how to use it to make $4,000 as fast as possible. You will see that are real transactions from real businesses. So those transactions are still here. So I'll show you exactly how you can use this workflow for yourself as well. Here is the workflow, here are all transactions, and this workflow has 12 prompts. And each prompt is designed for something different. Some of them are designed to help you with planning your business, find your niche. Then some of them are designed to help you with acting. Then some of them are designed to help you with conversion and also with expansion. This is all you need, only 12 prompts to run your whole business and create your whole business. If you've been watching some of my previous videos, you already know one of the prompts. Here is a prompt that will help you find your niche on YouTube based on your experience. And this is very important. You need to have experience. If you don't, you will not win on YouTube, because the difference between you and all the people that succeed online is this iceberg here. This iceberg, you know the concept of an iceberg. You only see the tip of the iceberg and the rest of the iceberg is under the water. And this is the same when it comes to business. So here is obviously the water. And what you can see, you can obviously see videos on YouTube, you can see videos on Instagram, TikTok, X, platform doesn't really matter. Or you can even see emails if someone is sending emails to you. This is what you see. What you don't see is this 90% here that is actually responsible for succeeding online, and this is experience. So most people that succeed online are not people that have decided to make content, but are people that are using their own experiences, their own knowledge, their own skills to create this content. So if you just join YouTube and you start recording videos, or let's say not even YouTube, Instagram, whatever, and you start recording videos about how to make money with agency or something like that, and you have no experience, it will be tough. So first, you need to have skills. And in AI era, skills are everything, because AI can be only as good as you. And I know some people will be now angry. How you can say that AI will save us, will replace everything? AI will replace easy things. So they will replace physical labor, things like that, but AI doesn't understand creativity. It doesn't understand experience or trust. AI cannot build trust by itself. So another problem with AI is that AI is trained on data, right? So here is, let's say, what is true about all the data and all the markets. Here is top, let's say, 1% of all the data. And here is, let's say, 1% of data that is pretty much useless. The remaining 98% of data is somewhere in the middle. And if you just rely on AI, you will get this mediocre result. And mediocre is not something that is basically building businesses. Just take a look at, for example, Amazon or McDonald's or KFC. It doesn't really matter. These businesses didn't succeed because they asked AI how to do something, or they didn't succeed because they were copying competition. They did something different that was based on their own skills, experiences, and people liked it. If you train AI on data that is publicly available, and you need to train AI because otherwise it's completely useless, you will get the average result. And you cannot be an average person or average creator if you want to make money. You need to be above average at least a little bit. That's why AI will not figure out anything for you. Because in order for it to figure out everything, it would have only this 1% of data, not this and not this. And obviously it's impossible because this is too small sample. To train AI, you need to have loads of data. Let's say here is the whole data that is available, and it already becomes a problem how to train AI because there is no more available data. And the only data that is actually moving a needle is this information here. You know why AI will not succeed if you don't add your own experience, and that's why your skills are the most important part. I can use AI and I can speed up the whole business creation process from, let's say, 7 days to just 2 hours. I can build a whole business in 2 hours with AI, but I need to know what I'm doing, and this is all based on my own experience. That's why I also made this workflow that you are watching right now and all these prompts, because I know what is working, what is really important, and what is not important. So here is the first prompt, right? How to find your niche. Now, here is a second prompt that will help you with analyzing your competition. And we already did this in previous videos. So here is first, we're finding niches. Obviously, it's a fake scenario. These are not my experiences. Only one of these experiences is mine, which is basically this one. But all of them are just made up. And I got certain niches. Here we have the niches, so we pick what you like the most, and based on that, you will find your competition. So I'm considering starting a YouTube channel or business, Instagram page, whatever, with this niche, and I use this niche. And obviously, you want to use other competition to find what is the gap in the market. So this is what you already did here. And we can see even big creators, there are certain gaps in their content that you can use. So here, for example, you have Andy Elliott, big creator, and here is also a gap in his content that you could fill with your content. Here is the next channel, Jeremy Miner, nearly 400,000 subscribers, and here is also a gap that you can also satisfy with your content. And the third one, which is Patrick Deng, over 300,000 subscribers, and here is also what he's doing. And as you can see, here is also a big gap. So his audience wanted tactical B2B sales skills and career advice, and he's actively leaving the audience behind. So as you can see, now you have 3 options. There is even more. So each of these channels give you an idea what you could start and something that is not made by other people, right? So if you create something that is specifically made for this small gap, it is enough for you to get started, enough for you to make money, and then you can expand further. So here are a few examples, 5 niches, and here's also the honest verdict. So this is everything that you need to get started. But in my opinion, and you should use AI for a few things. So first, obviously, is research. The second part is obviously you can create your content. This workflow that you can see here was also made with AI. So again, all of these things can be made with AI, but AI cannot take this seed that will make everything work. This seed need to comes from you and from your own experience. So once you have that, you find your competition. For example, let's say this is your competition. You just go on YouTube, use phrases that people in your niche would be interested in watching. So for example, something like how to sell to businesses, how to make money online, how to get leads for a businesses, whatever, things like that. And based on that, you build an email list. So I need to blur a lot of things here, but this is how I build this email list. There is 32 people here. I send 30 emails and I have already 1 lead that is interested without any mass sending tools, without any setups, from just 1 inbox that is mine. And I just send emails to them already. Lead that is interested, I should follow up with this guy in 4 to 6 weeks and we'll make it work. Obviously, you can also use platforms like Upwork. I also use it. And for certain services, it works very well. But for script writing, it works well. For video editing, it works well. So there's a lot of niches where for lead generation, it also works kind of well. So you can use Upwork. And again, you want to use your 1 email, 1 inbox to send these messages. You can also use Instagram, LinkedIn, all these platforms. Because the truth is, it doesn't really matter. You just need to get traffic somehow. And if you are just relying on, for example, content, it will take you some time. Because content, it doesn't really matter the platform, it will take years to scale, right? So you just build your presence, you build it, at certain point it will start paying off and you will have more leads than you can handle. But the best start is not from selling digital products or like PDFs or stuff, because you still need to spend money to promote them. For example, based on my experience, if you want to promote your product on a YouTube channel, you will need to pay at least $400 for a promotion. So for some people, it will be already too much to pay this kind of money, and you don't even know if your product for, let's say, $10 will even sell in enough quantity so you will break even or make money from it. However, if you start with services, which I recommend you to do, then it's much easier, because with services, you don't need advertising. You can just reach out to people using your phone, your Instagram, your email. And here, if you find a business that's making money, you can make $1,000 even in your first week. And this is what I've done with my lead generation agency. I launched my agency. I was waiting for my inboxes to be warmed. I had my emails here. And after that, I started sending, and I had to send 500 emails to sign a first client that paid me $500 in setup fee. And then this client was paying $200 for every qualified call on their calendar with a company that is making at least $1 million per year. So it was a very easy job for me. And it will be also a very easy job for you. So if you want to make $4,000 as fast as possible, make sure to start from selling services. And what kind of services you will ask? Well, it depends on your own experience. I cannot give you the right answer because I don't know what you can do, what you cannot do. And saying things like, oh, you should sell lead generation, or you should say PDFs, or you should say you should sell coaching, or maybe editing. This advice here will not help you at all, and it will only slow down the process. And everyone who is saying on YouTube, you should sell this or that to make a lot of money, well, they know that they need to say those things to go viral. And sometimes I also say these things, but then I explain what really makes it work. So in this video, I just exposed everything that I know and everything that made me money in my whole journey. With my first YouTube channel, where I was talking about crypto, with my second YouTube channel, it's all the same fundamentals. The fundamental is the experience. With crypto, I was already trading, so I just started recording how to trade, how to invest, stuff like that. Then with the second channel was AI, so it wasn't very difficult to use AI, to generate videos, content, scripts, all this kind of stuff. So it wasn't very difficult for me to present all those things. Right now, I show you how to build businesses that are AI powered and are making money. For me, it is AI powered content creation. I use AI with my workflows for my clients, and it's not 100% made with AI. I delegate to AI around 80% of tasks, but there are 20% of tasks that I need to do myself because no AI will be able to do it better than me. And if you find this 20% in your own experience, in your own journey, then you will actually dominate. So right now, I want you to do one thing. Find this 20% that will make you stand out, that will actually create your successful business, and you can do it with the workflow I made for you. So make sure to check the link in the description. There is this workflow that I'm talking about. You can access it for free. And would like to see how to monetize AI and how to make $1,000 this week. Make sure to watch this video on your screen right now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.